Hello, it is me again, and we're here for more Magic the Gathering historic content. In the last, just yesterday this happened. Wizards of the Coast updated the banned and restricted list for Standard, Pioneer, Historic, and Brawl. And we're not going to talk about any of that stuff except for Historic, because that's really what the channel is going to be doing. So they have banned Teferi Time Raveler and Wilderness Reclamation. And I'm very, very happy to see Wilderness Reclamation gone. And I'm not so happy to see Teferi gone. But at the same time, I kind of am. It's bad news for my blue-white control deck in the sense that it can't play Teferi, but good news for the deck in the sense that it can get a lot more value out of counter spells. So that is cool. I'm going to keep that deck list that I posted last time updated, and you can find it on my Aether Hub with an updated version without Teferis. I'll keep that list going, and in the future you will see another video with that list, probably after Amonkhet comes out. But before Amonkhet, we're going to look at my absolute favorite archetype, which is Grix's Control. And that's the deck we're going to be playing with today. This is a list I had put together a long, long time ago that I've slowly been updating here and there. And now between Jumpstart and Teferi and Wilderness Rec being gone, I feel it is a good time for the format to have Grix's Control back in it. So that is what I've been playing with all day, and I'm going to play a couple more games here today with that after we go through the deck list together.
Hey there, it's Grixis, doing all kinds of things. Hey there, it's Grix at school, playing all kinds of games. Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, come on down for all kinds of wild things.
Alright, before we get into the Grix's Control deck tech, again, I'm going to take a second to talk about a really sweet organization that is in Canada. And what that is Indspire, and you can visit the website at Spire, like Indigenous Inspire together. I'm assuming, obviously I don't know, whatever, but I'm assuming that's what this is an organization that provides scholarships and bursaries to Indigenous Canadian students. And in the last 2 years, 90% of students funded by this program have graduated. So it really helps put money into the hands of Indigenous people who, aren't usually represented in a academic environment. It gives them the opportunity to go in, have that representation, and have those opportunities that are given to people who are a lot more privileged than Indigenous people in North America. So it's a great little cause, and I encourage you to go to the website, check it out. You can look at the About section. You can look at donations and events and ways to give, and you too can be part of the solution. So thank you for taking a minute to look that over with me real quick. Let's get to some Magic the Gathering. So here it is, my Grixis Historic deck, Historixis. So this is the very first Historic deck I ever made, and I have been slowly tweaking it pretty much since the first ranked Historic Q. That's what I wanted. So let's go over the deck, talk about some of the choices, the who, the what, the where, and the why. Jesus. We have Grim Lavamancer. What this fella does is he turns things like Heartless Act, cards pitched from Search for Azcanta, Thought Erasure, Angrath's Rampage, Discovery, Surveil things. It turns the sort of stuff that I'm dumping early into the game into shock. A repeatable shock. Which is very, very good against things like elves and mono-red, creature-y sort of situations. But today, throughout my testing, I have discovered that Grim Lavamancer, Limb Gravamancer is very good at picking off these. I encountered blue-white auras today with, Selfless Savior, All Say to Life's Bounty, and the chick who gets bigger. So it's really good at picking off those little guys at the start of the game. Before they get all the auras on there, before they get the protection creatures, or just picking off the protection creatures. Things like that. It's very good against the mono blue deck because you can play it on turn 1, and even if they're countering your spells, your graveyard's still being filled up to use the Lavamancer's ability. So you can shoot down those stupid little Spectral Sailors and Brineborn Cutthroats before they get too large, Brazen Borrowers, things like that. So he kind of helps you survive that early game. Now, I was trying out Phyrexian Tower along with him to sort of pitch the Lavamancer to get earlier Bolas, earlier Languish, earlier Big Bolas. That's some tech that I took from Mistman. I was not too crazy about it because it was only the one Phyrexian Tower, and I didn't really draw it all that often. When I did draw it, I didn't have the Lavamancer. When I had the Lavamancer, I didn't want to sacrifice it, or, things like that. So it really just didn't line up. The colorless mana really hurts, obviously, with Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh, Dragon God being the big finisher. So moving right along, up next we have Grafdigger's Cage. Yes, I'm playing best of 3, but I still have Grafdigger's Cage in the main. And the reason for that is primarily goblins. I'm trying to stop those goblins from coming into play from the library with Muxus. That's the main inspiration, yes. There are other things that this does as well. I mentioned earlier the Aura deck, the green-white Aura deck, the green-blue Aura deck, white-blue Aura deck. So what this is doing there is a lot of times those decks are playing Lurrus as a companion, and they have Sentinel's Eyes to escape from the graveyard. So this obviously plays a little bit with that. It is very good for the Rakdos sacrifice matchup, the Jund sacrifice matchup, and it is not very good, but it's pretty good against the Field of the Dead matchup because they're obviously flashing back that Uro. So all in all, Grafdigger's Cage is pretty sweet, and that is why I have one in the main, and there are 2 more in the sideboard. So Search for Azcanta, it's a very straightforward control card. Manipulate the top of your library, and then eventually it's flipping, and it's finding you your big spells to finish the game with. Now this, I haven't played this in so long because of Teferi, because you'd play your turn 2 Search for Azcanta, you'd be feeling good, and then they just go Teferi, bounce your search, and then you've just wasted your whole turn. So now, with the departure of Teferi, I'm pretty confident that Search for Azcanta can come back and find a home in control once again. And I actually added Search for Azcanta to my blue-white control deck to replace Teferi. 2 of my Teferi slots have gone to Search for Azcanta. Heartless Act, removal. You'll notice there's no Eliminate in the deck, and that is because Teferi's gone. I don't really know what else I'm eliminating. In terms of creatures, the things I'd want to eliminate can basically be covered with Heartless Act, except for like Scavenging Ooze and Runaway Steamkin and Nissa lands, but this also does take care of Nissa lands too in a way. So I went with Heartless Act over Eliminate. If you have an argument for why I should swap that, please let me know. I would be happy to hear it. Thought Erasure, very straightforward, but also the Surveil. Check it. If you go turn 1 Lavamancer, 2/2 Thought Erasure, you just Surveil whatever it is into the ban, especially if you don't want it, and then your Lavamancer is charged and ready to go to shoot off one little dorky dude. Discovery, Surveil 2, draw a card, food for Grim Lavamancer. But, believe it or not, Dispersal, the second half of this card, exists and is pretty good. Just today, I was playing against a Bant control list. What they did is they brought in Shifting Ceratops. Clever, clever. Not so much. We were late in the game, and I was able to Dispersal the Shifting Ceratops back to their hand, and they had nothing else, so they discarded it. It was great. Engrass Rampage, this is a one-of, and it is to deal with those the Aura decks that I was describing earlier, because they do play things like Karametra's Blessing, and sometimes you just want to get them out of the way like that. So, or you could fire it off, and maybe they'll sacrifice the Alseid or the Selfless Savior, and then they're big dudes unprotected, and you just Heartless Act it. And of course it does hit artifacts, and it does hit creatures. So every now and then the Cat Oven players will put themselves in a bit of an awkward position where all they have is that oven. You can snag that oven. Moving right along, we have Narset Parter of Veils. She's pretty self-explanatory for a control list. I have a Singleton Bedevil, and I don't think Bedevil is the best card in the world, but because it is pretty much a modal spell, I can handle artifacts, creatures, or planeswalkers. If I put it as another Heartless Act, I feel like in the control matchup, that's one more dead card, but at least as a Bedevil in the control matchup, I can clear a planeswalker, or I can clear an artifact from the Cat Oven situation. Languish ×4, very self-explanatory. I like it better than Ritual of Soot, I like it better than Extinction Event, and I can't think of any other mono black board wipes except for Cry the Carnarium, but that's in the sideboard. So Languish is my preferred mono black board wipe. Nicol Bolas the Ravager. Play him, attack with him, flip him, do whatever you please. Nicol Bolas is a fabulous card. And, it's Nicol Bolas. What I have done successfully a few times is I've managed to flip it against Field of the Dead. I get them into kind of this position where they can't really do too much, and then I flip the Bolas. A couple turns later, they're dead. It's pretty nice. Though most often I feel I'm attacking with it because I'd rather just have that 4 damage clock, and I don't usually have so much mana that I can flip it and then start doing other things with it. It's usually better just to be going in for 4, but there are definitely situations where flipping it is awesome, and it's great to have that option. Bolas, Dragon God, he is the way to go. He's the win condition. That is my main goal. If they want to spend a bunch of resources clearing my Bolas the Ravager, leaving space for this guy to safely come in and do what he does, that is great. So that's the plan with him. Shark Typhoon is either a win condition, an early blocking cantrip, or yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a win condition, so you can cycle it later on to make a really big shark and swing in with that, or you can just hardcast it. I have hardcast it a few times today. I was against some Abzan Yorion situation that I brought in Shark Typhoon. I hardcast it. You can hardcast it against decks like, if the game goes long enough, you can play it against Mono Red, you can play it against Orzhov, Vampires. If they don't have ways to deal with something like that, they're pretty much just donezo. Be careful who you hardcast it against. Knight of Autumn does exist. Wilt does exist. There are all kinds of ways to remove it. However, with Teferi gone, you're very much less likely to have them just bounce it. I know there's things like Brazen Borrower, but I guess what I'm trying to say is don't always hardcast the Shark Typhoon, but there are times when you actually can, and it does well. So then we got our mana base, and it is all checks and shocks, 2 basics, and a Triumph for Cycles, because you will get mana flooded. Sideboard, we have Duress for the control matchup, and I actually bring it in against Field of the Dead to get rid of ramp spells. The more you can slow them down, the better off you will be. Grafdigger's Cage, again, this is for everything that I named earlier, but sometimes you want more copies of it to make sure you're drawing it. Yeah. Grafdigger's Cage. Negate, I bring this in against Control, and I sometimes bring this against Mono Red Burn, because I obviously don't have any life gain here, so I really need to just make sure they're not doing too much. But I do bring this in also against Field of the Dead because I want to counter those ramp spells. And I know that seems quite desperate, but there's really not much else I can be doing. And obviously I'm bringing in Grafdigger's Cage. I'm bringing in Virulent Plague. And they're going to have ways to remove those things. So I want to have my negate accessible. Legion's End is to clear zombie tokens. It is to clear... if you're lucky, you can clear Cauldron Familiar with it. I like that it also looks at their hand and takes things that way. Yeah, it's for token decks, it's for small dudes running decks, things like that. Angrath's Rampage, it's just to have a little bit extra, because I feel the one main board, it's a great card, but I don't want more in the main, so I just put one in the side for safety. There's sometimes when you really want that Edict effect, so that's what it's in there for. Mystical Dispute's very straightforward. That's for mono blue. That is for the blue-white auras deck. That is for all kinds of different things that use islands, obviously. Again, I bring this in against Golos and Field. And the reason I keep bringing it back to Golos and Field is because that, to me, is kind of the boogeyman of the format right now. So I'm really trying to address how Grixis is dealing with that, because it's pretty obvious how Grixis deals with creatures, and how Grixis deals with control, and how it deals with mid-range and that sort of playstyle. But Field of the Dead Golos is really quite strange in that it's attacking with Earl, it's making countless tokens, it's using Golos to flip cards off the top of the library and maybe cast an Ugin or an Ulamog. It's really doing all kinds of different things that are very hard to deal with. So I really just want to emphasize that that's a tough matchup, and until they ban Field of the Dead, we're going to have to deal with it, and Grixis is going to have a hard time dealing with it, so that's kind of why I'm going, well, Control in general, really, but I feel that Grixis is especially poorly positioned against it. So Cry of the Carnarium, we have, that is for the small dudes decks, the graveyard decks. Yes, I bring this in against field. Let me go over my field plan. Really, is I want to do as many board wipes as I possibly can to delay the game for as long as I possibly can, so I can have a nickel Bolas down, ticking, and going up, so I can hopefully -8, or actually even play him, flip him, and -12 nickel Bolas the Arisen. And so I've got Virulent Plague as well. And yes, 3 copies, because they have Blast Zone, they have Night of Autumn, and they have the mana and the draw to consistently find and use these things. So you need the redundancy when you're trying to cope with Field of the Dead. It's almost like this video is a Field of the Dead primer, or an anti-field primer. It's not. Who knows what I'm going to play against in this video. That's really Virulent Plague is in there for the field decks, but it is also quite good against goblins. And I haven't seen it at all today or yesterday, but there was that deck that was making the tokens, the red-white tokens deck that would transmogrify the token or Luca the token into Craterhoof, and suddenly Craterhoof is happening. So you can bring the Virulent Plague in against that deck as well. It's not a bad choice there either. So that is the deck. That's the full 75. And now what we are going to do is play a couple of best 2 out of 3 games. So be excited for that. It is coming right up. One quick thing I forgot. I wasn't doing this on my old videos. I don't know why, but I am now. Down below in the description, there will be a link to the deck list on AetherHub. And every deck list I post from here on out will be linked on AetherHub. And I will do my very best to update the AetherHub version every time I make permanent changes to the Arena version. So if you want to follow the decks that I'm creating, you're welcome to head on down to AetherHub and take a look at the things I've posted. If you're coming here from AetherHub, thank you so much. Alright, let's see how this one goes. Oh my god, what a miserable opening hand. Better. Now, we can't really do much with the Lavamancer, but Cage is a risky keep in the opener in case their deck is, like, completely unaffected by Cage. But I think I would know, because we have the Search for Azcanta to fuel the Lavamancer. Let's do that. And hope and pray. Now, if we'd seen a Lurrus in the top corner here, I'd be a little more interested. Turn 1 Opt. What the hell is this? Well, let's get the Mancer going. Next turn we can Thought Erasure to see what they're doing and to fuel the Lavamancer. Wow, Pillar of Flame. Lavamancer is that problematic for them. Opt again. Well, either way, we're going to Thought Erasure and see what they're up to, but I'm going to place a bet that this is It Something? Phoenix, perhaps? What do we got? Interesting. Let's clear. I'm aware Finale is scary, but we're going to clear the friendship for now. Because I don't think Finale is scary yet. So let's play that into Search for Azcanta. I should have played Sulphur Falls and pretended Mystical Dispute exists. Oh well. Opt again. Why does this feel like they're doing some kind of combo situation? Keep that. Play land, play Bolas, and see what happens. When did Phoenix get in the graveyard? Oh, when I cast Bolas. I'm not paying attention. I was looking at something else. It was off in space. Pillaring me, Opt. Interesting. Chart of course. Phoenix returns. Let's put that in the graveyard. We will start with a little bit of discovery. That's nice. I think I'm just going to clear that. Sweet. So next turn, unless this top card is bonkers strong, we can flip Azcanta. Thrill of possibility. Playing against this deck makes me wish I had an Narset at all times. Sprite Dragon. Ew. Opt. Does Phoenix need 2 spells or 3? 3, so they can't Phoenix. Ouch. We'll keep that. And then we will Fodder Erasure them, and this time Bolas will not be attacking. Oh god, another Phoenix, eh? Let's take Pillar of Flame. And Shark Typhoon up top is not bad. Next turn we will flip Azcanta and have 3 lands. So the plan here is if we face a Phoenix, we have the Heartless Act. If this doesn't get too large, we can block. If it does get too large, we can do a techie play with the Heartless Act. Nice. So, yes, I'm aware we are going to get shocked out here. Oh, here, how about this? Resolve that. How's this? We're losing a bit more life than I would like to. But we still have a... Oh my goodness! I did not expect that play to cause a concession. But that's what happens when you think outside the box. How good was that? I love that. Jesus. Okay. Cage. Cage. Lavamancer can come out. We will put in Cry because it clears all the Phoenixes in one go. And then we will put in Negate and Mystical Dispute and Duress. And we will remove... Bedevil feels a bit slow. 1 Languish can go. And... take out the searches. Take out 2 Zod Erasure. Put back 1 search. Bear with me, folks. I'm sure you're screaming at your TV that there's an obvious choice, but I'm spacing. Let's take out Bolas and 1 Typhoon. God, I think I'm gonna regret taking out that Languish. Let's see how this goes. You know, I'm still learning the deck, right? I put it in this. Even this morning I was making, you know, I made it yesterday, and then this morning I was tweaking it some more, and I tweaked it all day as I played. So I'm still learning the ins and outs and the odds and ends. Is what's happening here. Okay, up 1-0 against Is It Phoenix. Opening hand Cage. We got a Heartless Act, Discovery. Wow. I don't think I want to turn 1 Gravedigger's Cage. I think I want to slow play it a little bit. Maybe try to get them to commit a lot of stuff to the graveyard and then play the Cage. I think we're safe from the Phoenix till about turn 3-4, depending what their graveyard looks like. But we can play it by ear and sort of play the Cage when we feel the Cage is the best thing to play. Yep. because they're just going mountain go. We are not going to play this Triome because we have a significant amount of lands. We can just keep this to cycle, I think. Chart a course, draw. What's the discard? What is the discard? A Lava Coil. So now I think we go... Let's play with them a little bit. Oh, we got no blue. What's the story there? Where's the blue? So I think what I'm hoping for here is a Heartless Act, Sprite Dragon situation. There it is, Sprite Dragon. And they're opting immediately. I thought they would try to psych me out a little bit. I guess not. So let's just Heartless Act that right away. So let's take a look at their equipment, see what they're working with. A Fry, a Negate, and an Opt. Well, let's take that Negate. No sign of Phoenix, so we really don't need to be panicking here. Let's still hold up that cage. I'm wondering where their prowess goof is. Opt. Let's see. See, that's why I wanted the negates, man. Still no Phoenix in the bin. This might be greedy, but we're gonna play the Bolas into the Fry. If they want to spend a turn frying instead of advancing their position, that is fine with me. So there goes Pillar of Flame. Lava Coil. So they're keeping the Fry up, presumably for the Planeswalker. So again, let's duress them and see what they've got going on. Shock, Spell Pierce, Fry. Let's take the Fry. Who knows? Maybe they will Spell Pierce a Discovery. Oh, so greedy. Double Bolas. Snap Keep. Oh my god. Go. Oh, jeez. Let's go. Cathartic Reunion. Spell Pierce no more. Well, we have two of them, so let's go ham. No! They got a new Spell Pierce. There's still no Phoenixes in this graveyard. Let's try again. Can they have a third Spell Pierce? No, they can't. But they could very well have a... Oh! Alright, that's it for that. Thanks for playing as a Phoenix. Okay, this is our first little set. Little bow 3 here. Good luck to you, me. Okie dokie. So this hand is a little poopsie. We cannot have a turn 1 Lavamancer, but even if we did, we don't actually have anything to pitch to the Lavamancer. There's no Thought Erasure, there's no removal spells, there's no Discovery Dispersal. Narset turn 3 into Bolas turn 4 seems good. If I were to mulligan to 6, and I had this hand minus Lavamancer, I would be pretty happy with it. So I think we're going to hit that keep button, get a little greedy there. I mean, worst case scenario is Grim Lavamancer is like a fog for a turn. Not his favorite usage, but a usage nonetheless. Alright, Temple of Malady. I'm not a super big fan of temples, especially in Historic, but I understand that not everyone quite has the card pool to play Historic, given it's only recently been something that Magic Arena has told you to care about. Kind of up until recently, it's been on the back burner. I'm really happy it's more in the forefront now, but I really feel it's suffered for not being the focal point. Not the focal point, but it's been so kind of shafted by Arena up until now, and I feel like that's really hurt it because everyone was like, well, I'll get into Historic later when they care, I'll get into it when it's supported, and now it is supported and no one really wants to do it because they feel too far behind. And I think that's the fault of WotC, not really giving it the time of day that it deserves. So they've played this Jade Light Ranger. I was right in that Lavamancer is just going to be a fog this time around, but it's okay because we did get our turn 3 Narset down, and we've actually found a replacement Narset. So what we want them to do here, I think, is play a lot of dudes so that we can languish. But of course, it's a questing beast. And that's going to also clear our Narset. Because when Questing Beast hits you, it also hits a friend of yours, because Questing Beast has more text than you could even imagine. But it's okay, because we're languishing them down now, and that's good. I don't usually like to languish 2 creatures, but when one of them is a Questing Beast and your deck has a lot of Planeswalkers, you have to get rid of the languish. And they're making it look like I'm going to need another languish pretty soon. So what we're going to do, I think we lead with Thought Erasure. That's probably the best plan. Another red source. We don't really, there's not many situations where we need 2 red sources, but we'll take it. Jade Light Ranger. Okay, pitch that into the bin. Do not need that. So we've got them in a bit of an awkward position in that, oh, that Wild Growth Walker can survive a Languish. This is the problem. This is where you get into an argument of Languish or Ritual of Suit. Do you do a split? Do you pick one or the other? Because Languish cannot kill this Wild Growth Walker. And I'm realizing now, neither can Heartless Act. I would actually need an Eliminate to crush the Walker. That's very unfortunate. I mean, we do have Bolas here, and their hand is just lands unless we're getting that visual bug. I want to hardcast that Typhoon so bad, but I don't think that's the way to do it. If this were a stream, I might go Mimi and hardcast that Shark Typhoon, but because this is a video where I'm trying to showcase the deck and how it works, I'm not going to hardcast the Typhoon. I'm instead going to play a Blocker Bolas and pass the turn. Just because obviously a Resolve Shark Typhoon would be pretty good for me, but it wouldn't quite do enough given how wide their board is. I don't want to spend an entire turn playing a 6-mana enchantment. It's sort of better left. Oh shoot. Well, if they Thought Erasure my search and I draw nothing, I might just hardcast them, but they took away the Typhoon. But it's okay, I can block most of these things. All of these things are all blockable. But they've chosen not to attack because I do have the Nicol Bolas. So we've got 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I cannot flip Bolas and have him live. Unless I flip Bolas and take their Questing Beast, then they're not so likely to attack. If I take their Questing Beasts, that puts Bolas at 3, so pretty much anything can kill it. You know what? Let's get crazy here. Let's flip this Bolas. It is so rare that I flip Nicol Bolas and take something of my opponent's. And you are witnessing the first time I have ever had a Questing Beast in play under my control. I have never used Questing Beast before right now. And so now we're going to see just how much they want to kill Nicol Bolas, because they are going to lose a creature to their own questing beast here. Oh no, it's a questing beast. For fuck's sake. I was so stoked on my newly acquired questing beast. Surely they'll attack me. Yeah, now with the questing beast on their side just changes everything. You have to get the questing. You have to come in with me at me now. And I might as well block it because it's their scariest friggin' thing. Or I can take the extra damage. Go to 1 life. You know what? Let's go to 1 life. And this way, if we draw Languish, we can actually cast it and reset the board entirely. And their questing beast eats my Bolas, obviously. Nope, 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 nope. We have very, very died. That was unfortunate, wasn't it? So now we move to the sideboard. Okay, they are coming hard. Fast and hard. Let's put in a Rampage, a Legion's End. I don't feel Cry the Carnarium is particularly good against them. I'm sure they have stuff that we didn't get to see, though. Not really. I mean, Cry does hit all those creatures if they don't get their counters. I honestly think that's good. I don't want the Grafdigger's Cage, and Heartless Act kind of sucks against this kind of deck, doesn't it? I think we just take out a Narset, and that'll be that. If you have a better sideboard suggestion, please let me know down below what you think I should have done in this kind of matchup. We will play first. And that is 1 land. It is 4 lands and 3 Nicol Bolas. I don't want to go to 5 though. 5 feels so bad. We will get rid of 1 of these dragons. And I'm thinking I should have played the Blood Crypt first, because if we were to draw if they were to play a creature and we drew an Angrath's Rampage and we wanted to get rid of it, we wouldn't be able to without taking damage. But there it is, Shark Typhoon. That's pretty good. We will play a tapped Blood Crypt. Man, love to see these temples because they are slow. That's pretty good. Jade Light Ranger. So in response to the exploration, before it gets the counters, we will Heartless Act it. Which may have been a little bit hasty, is that the word I'm looking for? But I'm just trying to keep them on their toes. Let's go with Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, make them discard a card, see what we get. They did explore away an Assassin's Trophy, and they got another Temple in their hand. So let's see what their discard is off Nicol Bolas. Ooh, they're thinking about it. They have some good stuff. And we got Cheville, Bane of Monsters. I love this card. I think it's a very, very cool card. There you have it, Murderous Rider. Looks like they are on 3 lands with a Temple tapped. So what I want to do here is play a Nicol Bolas, but I am so afraid of the Questing Beast. But with this Angrath Rampage we've drawn, if they spend their turn casting a Questing Beast, Bolas will survive, and we have Rampage to keep him around. So that's nice. We're going to force them to make some more uncomfortable choices, what to exile. It is a Wild Growth Walker. So I'm fully expecting the Questing Beast here, because every time I'm expecting it, or every time I'm in a good position where it could ruin my day, it does show up, and it does ruin my day. Let's see. Wow. Wow. Am I good or what? I knew it. I knew it. The card has way too much text, way too many abilities, and it costs 4. You believe this thing? It costs less than a Sarah Angel, and does so much more than a Sarah Angel. Which is an idiotic comparison. Just idiotic. But I have made the comparison. There it is. Okay, let's make them sack this questing beast, and again put my theory to the test that anytime an opponent would benefit greatly from a questing beast, they will have that questing beast. Let's see. Let's see. There's the swamp. There's the fetch. Maybe it'll be an Elder Gorgoroth. Elder Spell. Nice! Well, I mean, that sucks. I'm very upset with Elder Spell. Now, Elder Spell is a very cool card that I could potentially play for the sake of, like, maybe blowing up my own Narset to tick up Bolas faster. I have considered it. I was playing with an Esper deck that did a similar thing with Teferi 5, and you blow up your small Teferi and small Narset with your Elder Spell to ultimate ASAP. Discard a Vraska to Bolas. That's a pretty good trade. Vraska. So I think what we're going to see here is sack a land to draw a card. Obviously that's fine with us. They can do what they want there. It does put the Vraska at 6, so she's going to stick around for a wee bit. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to cycle a shark here. And this is crazy, but we're at flip mana again, and with some pretty good stuff to flip, like to do with it. So we are gonna flip Bolas pre-combat. Usually it's a post-combat situation. You want to swing with that Bolas and then flip him into something nasty. But we are gonna do it first because once again we are stealing my opponent's questing beast. You know, I've wanted to try out Questing Beast for so long, but I didn't think I would be Questing Beast in a Grixis deck. That is pretty friggin' cool. So Questing Beast can go right at them, because their dumb little rider can't block it. And the shark can go with Vraska, putting Vraska to 1. Oh yes, it's not so fun when the Questing Beast is aimed at you, is it? Now I've got like a real, like, hankering to play Questing Beast. Maybe that's what I'll craft next. Probably not. Probably not. Though I have been looking at a Jund deck. Not a specific one. I have been fantasizing about playing Jund cards. I really like Jund. Obviously not my favorite shard, but a shard I like nonetheless. Vivian. Is that Ikoria Vivian? No, that's my bad. Wow. That would have really hurt my Bolas if I didn't flip him. So what are they going to do? Okay, let's see what they get by spinning the Wheel of Vivian. Jade Light Ranger. And they're going to sack a land to draw a card. Now, we are doing something that I don't do too often. We are untapping with a flipped Nicol Bolas. Let's draw some cards. That are not good cards. Okay. So we will send the Questing Beast at them again. We will put the Vraska down to 2. So we want to play our Search for Azcanta. And then Questing Beast will nuke Vivian. And then we will play Search for Azcanta. Because we put the Vraska low enough that she can't hurt the Search. Can she? I'm kind of alternating between looking at my Streamlabs and watching the game there and my TV, because my TV is much larger, but also very dark. Okay, so we have the Jade Light Ranger explored as a 3-2. And they're once again going to look and find Cheville. So he's got Death Touch, but he can't block the QB. Unfortunately, Jade Light can block the Questing Beast. What a predicament. Of course, the Jade Light can block, but it will just die. Let's put Thought Erasure in the graveyard, I think. Oh, God, Watery Grave? What the hell? Now I could just deal 10 damage to something. That seems bad. Let's draw 2 cards and see what we find. Oh my god, another Nicol Bolas, creature Nicol Bolas, eh? Okay. Let's go for here. And Vivian's at 3. You are at... let's go... I think we're just going to have the Vivian die. Unless they block. But now we're in this interesting situation where we could do a pretty good Languish into Nicol Bolas. That's terrible. Who are you? So we will play Nicol Bolas. Make them discard a card. And then we'll just play Grim Lavamancer. Azcanta's about to flip unless they go Vraska it. Where is Cheville gonna put his bounty counter? On Questing Beast. They might have a removal plan for the Questing Beast.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
What is that? Ugh. Hey, you know what I can do? I can Languish and then minus the Nicol Bolas again to bring back the Questing Beast. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Oh, that's really good. I think I'm going to Languish and then return the Questing Beast to play. Oh, that changes things. Maelstrom Pulse. That changes things. Alternatively, what I can do is minus Nicol Bolas to kill a Planeswalker. Minus Nicol Bolas, kill that Planeswalker. Attack with this Nicol Bolas to kill that Planeswalker. That seems fine to me. Play out the Watery Grave. Play out the Search for Azcanta. And that is it. Now we have a spicy little shark here that we can bring in to block something. Maelstrom Pulse, the Questing Beast. That is fine. Because Questing Beast was kind of the only thing holding us back from casting a Languish. Okay, first order of business. Shoot that. Then the shark will come in. And a large Gannat yet? 6/6. We will bring in a 6/6 shark. That will block the 4. That will block the 2, and we will Nicol Bolas will take 1 damage. So there hasn't the decks I've been seeing are like super off meta. It is fascinating to me the different things that people are building now that Now that Teferi's gone, people are feeling very, I guess, safe to experiment with the format. Ooh, 2 lands. They're looking at 2 lands.
I know 88 ways to defeat with thoughtfulness before action.
So I think a pretty good play would be to put Grim Lavamancer in the way of Cheville and then tap him to kill the Cheville. That doesn't seem so bad. Alternatively, I can... Because I have lethal with attacks, so I don't need to, like, work with Grim Lavamancer to pew-pew them. They have nothing in hand but lands. They cannot do their castle because of Narset. They're going to try to do their castle, despite Narset. I think we have a game 3 here. Yes! Yes! Game 3! Huzzah! I did not like that Maelstrom Pulse. I did not like all those Planeswalkers. I think we're going to get rid of the Lavamancers, put in Duress, because I did not like those Planeswalkers. There was a lot of them. They brought in Maelstrom Pulse. So let's take out the Lavamancers for 2 Duress and 1 Negate. See how that goes. Oh, good lord. I think I started the day at Platinum 3. And I worked my way up to Platinum 2. And then back down to Platinum 3. I've been going up and down all day. But I've been very happy with the up and down. I think last night... I started playing the deck yesterday at Platinum 4. And I've gotten up to Platinum 2. It's really the Field of the Dead that's throwing me. Giving me the most trouble, rather. Legion's End is pretty good. Legion's End is pretty good. This is a pretty good one. We're going to keep this set of 6. Where did I start today? I started the day at... yeah, I'm just making them wait. I can't find it. I'm so bad at using Untapped GG. But I think I started the day at Platinum 4, or I started last night at Platinum 4. Alrighty, we can afford to play a tap shock land here and just wait it out because it seems they're going pretty slow. Yeah, so I started at Platinum 4 and I've worked my way up to wherever I am right now this afternoon and last night. What are they pondering about? Could they be stuck at 1 land? They did not keep a 1-lander. Maybe it was just like so good. It was irresistible to them. Oh, this is my end phase still. Okay. Duress. Oof. I don't know where I got this card style. I have no idea where it came from. I got a Shark Typhoon, which leads me to believe Legion's End is not going to be super good. Ooh. Yeah, there's the Ranger. There's a Maelstrom Pulse. Uh-oh. I am feeling really badly about this now. I'm going to cycle the Shark, I think. Oh god, that's a Vivian up top. Yeah, I'm going to cycle the Shark, see if I can find the negate that we put in. No. Nope. But that's a Thought Eraser. They're ways away from casting the the Vivian. What do we got here? Liliana, Ranger, Murderous Rider. We'll just get the Liliana. Pitch the Narset, because we need to draw lands. No attacks. This is a fog shark. I wonder if they're going to try to pressure us into the Languish. Not that we can cast the Languish. Maybe they're going to gamble that we can't get a 4th land. So I would really like to draw a 4th land, and I would really like for it to tap for black. Okay. We're going to see Vivian Reed come down here. Ow. Ooh. God. Yeah. Cheville. Oh, baby. Let's rampage them. There it is. That is the rampage. Nice. So we're definitely going to pop off a Languish here. Oop, there it goes. We drew land, but it is not a black land, so we cannot have Bolas next turn. Unless we draw another land. And they don't know about the second copy of Languish, which is very, very good for us. Ugh, Pulse. Into the graveyard. They do not want Maelstrom Pulse. Oh my goodness, they are super going in. There's a Questing Beast. But we absolutely must Languish. There is no question about it. Sometimes I forget to look at my life total. It's really embarrassing. Oof. So they draw the Questing Beast. They obviously cast it and attack me. This is a very, very bad spot. So we will Duress. Assassin's Trophy. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. By Duressing... Oh, that is stone cold embarrassing. Dude, that is so weak. Ah! That sucks. Down to Platinum Tier 3. Brutal! Oh, God. Catch me in the next one. Alrighty, let's go again. We are on the play, and we have a great hand. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to lead with the Triome, because I want that turn 2 as Kanta, but I also don't want to lead on a basic land. And that is a Watery Grave. I wonder what we are against. Another Watery Grave. Thought Erasure. Goodbye, Bolas. Now we only have useless cards. Graveyard. Land. For fuck me's sake. So we are against Esper again. I say again because I saw Esper earlier. I don't know if I included the Esper. I don't even know if I recorded an Esper game. I've played so much Magic today. I have lost track. But the last time I encountered Esper, it did not go well. So we'll see if we can do it a bit better this time around. Excuse me. It's really hard to succeed when all you draw are lands. So let's see if we can bait like a piece of removal here. No removal. Okay, let's just go right in for the Thought Erasure. Sabotage. Well, no, if they have a board wipe, then I have put everything into the board. So let's not play the Lavamancer and just chill with the 3/3 Shark. Trollerino. Okay, let's do what I call oopsing, where we just attack and slam the oops button, and they didn't block. They did not fall for my oopsing. Oh well. Anyways, you make a bad move and you slam oops, and they're like, aha, mistake, and then they block, and you languish. It's kind of like if you're playing Paper Magic and you took a bad draw and pretended, or you got a good draw and pretended it was terrible, or got a bad draw, like smirked to be like, oh yeah, look at that. It's like backwards poker facing. Well, I think we attack and then flip this thing. And then bring back this Bolas? And I think we just draw 2 cards with him. Hopefully that was a good move. Oh! Damn it. Well, they can only kill one of my 2 dragons. Can't get them both. That's probably the one to get. Of the ones to get, that is probably a good one. Let's see what the pick is here. So I'm able to do land double languish if the draws are right, though I'm thinking now they have a Dovin's Veto. Oh, that would have been the land for the double land. Okay. So let's draw 2 cards. I'm sick of this life. I just want to scream. How could this happen to me? Nice. So what we're going to do here is play the Lavamancer. And then end turn, and hopefully we can Heartless Act to make them tap the Dream Trawler. Yeah. What I'm looking for is Angrath's Rampage. A beautiful card, really. Really, a beautiful card. Yes! Ooh, baby. You find that Rampage, and you get rid of that Trawler. Okay, negates, disputes, duresses, and I guess rampage for the trawler and other planeswalkers. We will get rid of Cage. I don't think it's going to be super good here, though they had Chemister's Insight. Let's get rid of the Lavamancers first, the Languishes, and I guess one Heartless Act. That seems fine. Pretty good. Pretty good. We have 1-0 against Esper. Now see, when Teferi existed, you couldn't beat the Esper decks. You just couldn't. But without Teferi, the Esper deck is beatable with Grixis. Sorry, that's what I meant. Obviously, Esper was defeatable. But with Grixis, Esper was very tough for me. So I'm just so happy to have a deck that can actually beat it now. A Grixis deck, that is. Because, you know, this is my favorite archetype. I love Grixis. When I played Paper Magic, I used to play as much Grixis as I could. When it became really crap in Historic, I was so bummed. So I'm just happy I get to do it now, you know? Narset goes. Narset goes. Let's go Island and Discovery. Keeping that Dispute up and ready to go. Now they took my Narset, so they don't want me to have a Narset, so we will take Narset. Actually, we should have taken the land first in case they duress us again. Interesting. Let's go Untapped Steam Vents, Narset. Ooh, Thought Erasure. That's pretty good. We will take that. Duress. My Dispute. Well, we will just Narset again. And take the Dispute. Yeah, we're going hard. I want to see that hand, and I want to take from that hand. Trawler. Oh, we're taking Trawler. You sneaky bastard trying to get a Trawler in on me? No. Thought Erasure. My Typhoon. Okay, so they obviously want to Chemister's Insight, but we are going to make them absorb. With this. Because now all their cards are trash and they have to draw a good thing. Thought Erasure. For fuck's sake. Oh boy, I have the mana to do both. Might as well cast that Chemister's Insight, friendo. Yeah, I guess. Alright, well. Oh boy, and Search for Azcanta gets to flip right away, guaranteeing that land drop for the... Ooh! What I was going to say is Search for Azcanta would flip right away, guaranteeing the land drop to flip the Nickel Bolas. Awesome. So there you have it. That was the deck in action. I'm disappointed you didn't get to see the Field of the Dead matchup, but at the same time, I'm so tired of playing against it that I'm happy I didn't have to see it. But, you know, obviously, Amonkhet Remastered comes out in another, like, 9 days, something like that, just over a week from now. So when that comes out, there will be an updated video where I update Blue-Eye Control and I update Grixis. They will be separate videos, obviously. So that's very exciting. I'm very much looking forward to Amonkhet Remastered and what that's going to do for Historic. So that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch, Instagram, and AetherHub, all that fun stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The link to AetherHub will be down in the description below. The link to the charity I mentioned earlier, Indspire, will also be down below in the description. And I will be posting a streaming schedule on Twitter soon, and it will be the schedule will also be on my Twitch page soon, twitch.tv/GrixSchool15. So feel free to follow all of those things. And thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumb in the bum, and that'll be the end of that. So thank you so much, and have a good day.